these systems. And now we're trying to break them down. We're trying to destroy these barriers that we created by telling them to be quiet and close their closet door and don't tell anybody what's going on in our household. So where does it start? It starts in this room. Think about it. We were all kind of scared, like, what if I get a question? Where I got to tell this room full of people a secret about me. And when I got that secret, I heard that secret, I'm like, yes, it'll be something about Easter or something. You know, I can say something. But that's the fear, is that I know that as a practicing clinician, as someone who's been in therapy since they were 7 years old, someone that's attended 12-step programs with his mother since he was 5, I'm sick of dealing with trauma. And the issue with it is that when I show up, he's about to speak to us not from education though, from that little boy that was screaming and crying and yelling and, Mom, you walk right past me. And I wonder how many children have those mamas that walk right, baby, I ain't got time to raise you. Some of the issues that individuals see in schools are that there's a little boy that shows up to your classroom that goes to sleep by third hour. And you say, what were you doing last night? Up playing the video game? No, I was taking care of my 3 younger siblings. I'm 7. They're 5, 4, and 2. And I got a whooping because I fell asleep rocking my baby sister to sleep and I didn't change her diaper. Well, where's the mom? The mom's the problem. Well, the mom is raising these children by herself. So where do we start? Do we keep blaming? Do we keep pointing fingers? Or do we provide greater resources, which we're doing today? Do we have hard conversations, which we do today? But see, those conversations don't start with other people. See, we talk about this battle with the enemy, and it's always with the enemy. Why do you think they sound so simple? The battle could never be with someone else. I realized a long time ago, I can't be angry with you for being who you are. Frustration comes from unmet expectations. Children will go into this summer dealing with issues that we won't really know about because they are no longer in our school. Man, the only time I eat is at lunch. I'm tired of feeding kids. I'm broke feeding all these kids. Coach Reed, Dr. Reed, Uncle Reed. I can't stop.
Don't hurt me. You hurt my belly.
If we don't find more people to help bring more awareness to these issues, not just bring awareness to them, but put our funds together. What I've seen a lot of times with organizations is, well, I got a $75,000 grant, you got a $75,000 grant, and we part ways. Well, together we have $150. And if we put 2 more people together, we have $300. You know, imagine what we can do with that. And that's a part of the cohesion of collaboration. But parenting skill classes aren't taught enough. I talk about it with my fathers learning how to father. Some days I look up and I'm terrified because I'm like, dude, I have 6 children. And I didn't have a daddy to show me how to raise them. They say with your first child, you mess them up the most. I don't know who they are. And I don't know what research they done figured out. But I was a second child, so I'm in a better situation. Right?
Stop laughing, guys.
What kids are facing today, they're up against anxiety, depression, suicidal ideations. But the biggest one is disconnection. If you're ever dealing with a child that says, I want to kill myself, I want to die, I want you to ask them one question. Do you want to die, or do you want the pain to stop? I was a crisis therapist, and 100% of my clients said, I want the pain to stop. Because if you want to die, I can't stop you. But if you want the pain to stop, I think there's some help that we can offer you. It's just now we have to start putting together even more resources to understand how trauma works and how trauma impacts us, how trauma impacts the brain as early as 2 years old. We get stuck at this oral fixation stage of development, and then we're wondering, why is he still smoking cigarettes? Well, it's the fixation, with the oral fixation stage of development. They never properly got past that. There was not enough nurturing at home. Well, if you teach me how to be a mother, maybe I'd be a better mother. But if my mother's constantly beating me for becoming a mother too soon, I don't want this baby. And then the teachers are left to raise them. And the teacher only had them for 8 hours. And so what do we do now? We add more information on social media. We go where they are. Most people are on social media. Let me throw out an ad out there. Let me throw out a book out there. I'm creating a coloring book. People that know, we didn't have time to do all of this. I don't know, I don't pull hours out of nowhere sometimes, but I'm creating a kid's superhero book where you'll be able to see so many children. It's going to be the League of Broken Heroes. Children that are on the autism spectrum, children that are struggling with anxiety, depression, some that might have cerebral palsy. Like, this is going to be a book that changes the narrative, and they're going to be superheroes. You're going to see some children that are wheelchair users. You might see someone that's a paraplegic, like, oh my God, that's a superhero. Yes, because I deserve to see me. The problem with most of us is that why we go receive services or go to services because I don't see anyone that looks like me. And it's a blessing to know that I myself identify as an African American therapist, but the problem is that I can't find any more. So it's like, Dr. Reed. Somebody's at a disadvantage, and it seems like we all are. So how do we continue to educate each other on cross-cultural competencies, multicultural considerations? That's also where it starts. Providing trauma-informed educational training for teachers. What would that look like? This is how you identify a kid that's dealing with trauma in the home. Make it mandated that you go through these trainings within the school system so you know how to nurture and create a sense of a classroom environment that allows a safe space for real. I still remember having a conversation with my wife about gender pronouns, and she's like, why do you keep calling me Corey? I'm like, why does it matter that I'm calling you Corey? What? Yeah. So it doesn't matter if I care for what you believe in. I should respect it. And it's hard to have that conversation in the environment that we live in because now funds are being taken away. So now we have to change the verbiage of everything that we're doing. I just got selected as being a governing board member for Head Start. And they said, we can't wait to have you come and train our staff on some of the trauma-informed presentations you've done, but you have to take out majority of the language that you use. I was tasked with that before when I was the school counselor in Heron. Racism is real. But see, racism is a scary topic because not everybody understands what the definition of racism is. But see, discrimination, everyone has been discriminated against. So how do you start? How do you change the verb? We're talking about discrimination. I mean, my hair was short, his hair was long, so they wouldn't let me in the group. Oh, so you know what it's like not to be allowed because you're different. Well, yeah. You know, they were skaters and he used skateboards and we used rollerblades. They kicked us out. So you know what it's like to be discriminated against. Yeah. So it's not about stopping the conversation. How do we include more people? Right? And the other part that we run into is that seasonal depression is real. Learn how to identify these signs. Maybe why are you sleeping less? Or why do you require less sleep now? Sometimes children might be on the cusp of displaying manic episodes and you don't know it until it's too late. The other thing that I try to educate parents on the most, especially when it comes to sexual education, because that's a big part of mental health, stop calling it funny names. Because if your child comes home and says, Mommy, somebody touched my cat. We don't have a cat, get out of my face. They just told you something happened and you don't know that. So there are age-appropriate ways of doing it, but learning how to circle the no-touch areas. Naming the body parts. Well, what is this? And what is it? Well, that's my tennis racket. No, it's not a tennis racket. You're too young for it to be a tennis racket. So at the end of the day, it's not a tennis. But we can circle these areas. We can educate you on what's going on. What are the, you know, when it got so deep where when I would change my son's diaper, and this is kind of far, I would ask for permission. Can Daddy change your diaper? Is it okay if Daddy washes you right here? And it's like, man, bro, that's like doing too much. But now, you know, what are you doing? Don't touch me. Only my mommy and my daddy and my grandma can touch me, and that's if I get permission. So the power of gaining that sense of control is also where that disconnect becomes a connection. There's this triadic piece that we talk about. You talked about IEP, 504 plans, The beauty behind my job is I get to go educate parents on how to advocate for themselves and their children on 504 plans, IEP plan. Well, did you know that he shouldn't be getting in trouble for this if this is on this IEP plan? I don't know what that is. Well, I'll go to the meeting with you. We don't all have that availability, but if we learn how to advocate for our children in that way, you'll start getting services early on and not have to wait until it's too late. And now you're in school and they say, well, he has a behavior problem. No, he's terrified to tell you he doesn't know the information in class, and when he acts out, he can avoid people finding out. Oh, that's what he's doing? Yes. And if you really understood the power behind what he's doing, that's your classroom leader. Yeah. What are you talking about? Well, look at how he gets attention. When he walks in the room, you scared. And when he's not in school, oh my God, James or Jamartrion or whatever, it's always an ION at the end of the name. He not here today. No wonder we got so much work done today. So if we learn how to utilize these transferable skills, oh my God, you have a loud, powerful voice. What are you talking about? I was just yelling. No. Did you hear your yell? I could see you in the choir. I could see you giving a speech one day. Matter of fact, you're in charge of my door. Nobody come through this door without you marking their name down. You giving me a job? Just like we're not taking those kids on that field trip. You know how he act. When he go in public. Well, exposure is the greatest teacher. So now I have times where it's called Operation Reach, where I go out to schools and I try to get all the kids that they typically wouldn't take on trips, and I take them on trips. There's so much power in that. But there's so much power in us not only having these meetings, but getting outside of these rooms and walking into homes and saying, how can I help? What are you missing? Seeing a young man come to school, I got deodorant all in my, hey, come here. Put this in your book bag. You lost the last one, didn't you? Put this one in your book bag. But just keeping little trinkets where they don't feel outed. Because jokes are real. But if we look at majority of what's happening, this is not a violence issue in our communities. It's an economical and mental health issue first. What about 24-hour daycares? What if moms could go to work and have somebody take care of it? We're all working towards these issues. I can't do everything. We talk about issues with transportation. I want everybody to look up non-emergency medical transport. These are companies where Medicaid will pay you to transport people to non-emergency based services. You could start your own company. All that's required is a car, not even a van. It can be wheelchair accessible, but these are the resources that we're finding out that we really need to look for. But what about the warning signs? Sudden changes in appetite, sleep patterns, isolating in their rooms, becoming easily irritated or overly sensitive. One thing we don't talk about, which probably isn't in the DSM-5, which is a symptom of depression, is perfection. He was getting straight A's on every team, star athlete, and he killed himself. I don't know what happened. He was covering up his pain. Codependency is a big sign of depression. I just want you to see me and be proud of me, and I don't see why you don't see me, so I'll keep doing this. People say, oh man, you got your PhD. Yeah, because my mother never acknowledged anything I really did. So I thought if I became a doctor, would you see me? And so what happens, why do we look at these men, they just, oh my God, they just they can't see beyond the fear of being alone. Why did they stay with that man that was beating them? Well, the fear of being alone is a lot greater than the fear of being hurt. So I'll let you hurt me. Because once I get used to it, it's like, this is a common theme in my life. And it's the same thing with children. There's a part of your brain that starts to get activated that says, we talk about cognitive dissonance theory. Your brain starts to say, I don't like certain things, but after a while it starts to get used to things. We don't want our kids to get used to having to suffer inside. So what I do, the greatest thing I do, and this is really all that's needed, aside from creating simple routines and having connection moments every day and talking to your children and waking up in the morning and saying, I'm not starting my day off with my phone. What are you going to do? If you can't tell me what your kid's favorite color is, what their favorite activity is, at least 5 of their friends, what they're searching on their phone, Honestly, because I mean, they think that delete button is dope. If they have apps now, I was one of those kids. I was delete button. But they have apps now where you can follow everything that they're doing on their phone. Or you're crying. Well, I'd rather be crying than crying. Right? So now we have reached a space where we can finally start understanding that we have to start from within. We have to bring our awareness to the table. We have to work together collectively and collaboratively. We have to provide more services as far as parenting opportunities for parents. We have to provide more services for children that are struggling with social emotional development. Groups like the Voice and the Empowerment Program that we started a while ago has been really helping. But the problem is we don't have enough mentors to help these children. You got 35 kids needing services in just one parent. How are you gonna make that happen? I started in June. I had 120 referrals in the first 2 months by myself. I'm one therapist. They like, Dr. Reed, I'm one person. I don't know how. Now I hire some more therapists. And I'm like, I need some more. Right? And I hate that this problem exists, but I'm thankful that we're able to address it. And I'm thankful that we're bringing awareness to it. So it starts with this. We can have deep breathing techniques where you breathe in for 4, hold it for 4, let it out for 4. Teach your children how to hold on sometimes to some of the things that they're going through, not run from it. My mom taught me a long time ago, she said, baby, you need to stop praying that God take you out of a situation and give you all the tools necessary to make it through. Because what I didn't realize is we talk about post-traumatic stress disorder, but we aren't talking about post-traumatic growth. The growth that stems from surviving trauma. So the best way that you can help not only your children, the best way you can help teachers, the best way you can help yourselves is to ask the question, how are you doing? And when they tell you I'm fine, like most superheroes, just like this table will tell you, I'm fine, don't accept that as an answer. No, how are you really doing? And I guarantee you'll see one of those, because I'm fine can mean an array of things. I'm fine can mean I really am doing well, but I'm fine can mean, do you have enough time? Do you even care? Like, these are just small problems to most people. No, your problems are problems, and you deserve to talk about them. When you stand around long enough to hear me talk longer than 30 seconds, I see you on your phone when I'm talking to you. When you look at this generation, that's what's up, bro? How you doing, man? Sometimes you want to slap the phone out their hand. When you holding the door for somebody, you know they're not going to say thank you. You want to just close it back and not paying attention. But at the end of the day, that's where it starts. Laughter. Laughter can help heal the soul. Sometimes laughter can be our greatest mask. So just be mindful of that too. I have a whole speech. I don't never get to say speech. God always takes me in a different direction, but I feel like that's what's needed. Giving those 1-800 hotline numbers, coming up with safety plans, listening.